Canberra. Well, Australia had been warned to brace itself, but the findings of the Afghanistan inquiry still shock the nation. From the victims to the Defence Force, there's now calls for justice, but there are warnings that if criminal proceedings are brought, it will be a lengthy process.
For 39 Afghan families, the explosive report confirms what they already knew. Australian Special Forces allegedly unlawfully killed their loved ones. Now the broader community want justice.
Shocking, indiscriminate and brutal. There are so inhuman acts, and I think they both fall under war crimes and crimes against humanity.
The 4-year investigation was an administrative, not a criminal inquiry. It's recommended criminal prosecutions, which a special prosecutor will determine. But lawyers say collecting enough evidence will be difficult.
The challenges of war crimes investigation are huge. The logistics is really, really complicated. And I think we've seen that through international criminal courts and tribunals, where it has actually taken years to develop a case, and then even for the case to run through the court as well.
Before the findings were made public, Prime Minister Scott Morrison apologised to Afghan President Ashraf Ghani during a phone call. Not long after the President's office tweeted, the Prime Minister expressed his deepest sorrow over the misconduct by some Australian troops in Afghanistan and assured the President of the investigations and of ensuring justice.
That justice is indeed served. And these are the assurances that I've provided to the Afghan government, that this is the process that we will follow. We will take this very seriously and we'll deal with it as Australians under the Australian rule of law.
This demonstrates that Australia has the capacity to acknowledge and deal with its own mistakes.
While it's painful and shocking reading, many in the defence industry say it was necessary despite the global consequences.
I think the reputation of the SAS regiment will take a huge knock. They'll eventually recover to a large extent, but they'll never recover overall.
Attention now turning to those within the force who gave evidence to the inquiry. Glenn Colomitz represents some of the Special Forces soldiers who spoke out.
Bit of a relief in some quarters, but there's also it's an additional stressor now, so we have to be cognisant of their mental health and how it's impacting on them. So we're checking up on them.
It is a difficult time, but we will get through this. We need to support each other, and it's important for the Australian public to understand that this is an extremely small percentage of the 82,000 people that serve in the ADF.
The report has shaken the foundations of the force, but paves the way to restoring its integrity. Catalina Flores, SBS World News.
And a reminder that there's 24-hour counselling help available.